So I have my ingredients all lined up over here, making homemade oatmeal cream pies for the first time ever. Butter, sugar, vanilla, molasses, egg for the first part. All my dry ingredients back here: flour, cinnamon, cloves, salt, and quick cooking oats. For the cream filling, we have butter, cream, little salt, vanilla, and powdered sugar. So the first thing we do is cream the butter. Then we add the sugar and we let that go at about medium to medium high speed to get air into the sugar and the butter. And that's the important part about following the instructions when it says to cream those two ingredients together and do it for a couple of minutes. That's what puts the air into your butter. When they say that butter should be at room temperature, they're recommending 68 to 70 degrees, just so it has some give, but not too soft, definitely not melted. All right, butter is nice and light, and I'm gonna throw in a cup of brown sugar, and then half a cup of sugar, so you see that it's getting nice and creamy and fluffy, and it starts to grow in volume. Vanilla, 2 teaspoons, and 1 tablespoon of molasses, does anybody else like oatmeal cream pies? Like, it was one of my absolute favorite snacks as a kid, so much so that I always got a box of Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies in my Easter basket for Easter. That was all my life. All right, liquid ingredients are all done. So now we combine the dry ingredients into a bowl, and then we take a whisk and blend it all together. Cloves, 1/4 teaspoon, 3/4 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1½ cups of flour. Now we add to the dry ingredients 3 cups of quick cooking oats. They said it's important not to use whole rolled oats, but use the quick because they're tinier. They have a finer texture to them. If you do not have whole or quick cooking oats, you actually can use whole oats, put them in your food processor, and give them about a 30-second spin so you see them break down to about this size. And then you have quick cooking oats. Alright, so another quick mix with the whisk, and then we turn the mixer on slow and blend the dry ingredients into the wet. And it's supposed to be a very thick batter. So the dough is completely mixed. This is what it looks like. Super thick. Super thick. And now I'm gonna make the cream filling really quick before we start to scoop this onto the cookie sheets. So I have 1½ sticks of butter with my whisk attachment, and I'm gonna whip that first so it gets nice and creamy. Then I'm gonna add 3 cups of powdered sugar, already measured out, along with happened to the vanilla bean farming industry. That's what I need to do. I need to grow vanilla beans. But if you knew me, like everybody does, I can't grow anything. I bake things. Right, so pinch of salt in there, and we turn it on. Not too fast, because that's a lot of powdered sugar. Go ahead and just let you see this. So now we're supposed to put this on high speed for about 2 minutes. Look at how pretty this is. You know how we talked about that volume increasing when you whip something? This is beautiful. And really yummy. Now we're gonna scoop some cookies. When you're getting ready to make cookies, I'd have to say my 2 favorite things in the whole entire world are, first, parchment paper, which is just a piece of baking paper that I use for absolutely everything. I never have to clean a pan. I never have to touch a cookie spatula. And the second thing that is my favorite thing in the entire world is cookie scoopers, because every single cookie is the exact same volume, which means every single cookie will come out the exact same size. And why is that important? Because when you're baking, you want the cookies to be cooking evenly. So, speaking of, for this particular recipe, I'd like to make these mini oatmeal cream pies. So I'm using the smallest cookie scooper for this recipe, and I will demonstrate how that works. So the parchment paper covers the entire cookie sheet, and I guess I'll define cookie sheet. That would be a pan that does not have edges around the outside. So that's actually technically called a jelly roll pan. This is a cookie sheet, so that when it comes out of the oven, we just slide the paper off of the pan onto the cooling rack, and voila, your pan is clean. So when you're using a cookie scoop, you scoop some of the dough and then plop it out onto the parchment paper. So every single scoop of cookie dough is the exact same size. And that is the oven letting us know we are at temperature 375 degrees. So I'm scooping these out a few inches apart. We want to leave some room so they don't spread into each other. One batch of cookies about to come out of the oven, and I'm going to show you how fast the parchment paper situation is and why I love it so much. 1, 2, 3 cookies on the cooling rack. Yep. Mini oatmeal cream pies are in my very near future. I have made an adjustment midway after taking out the first batch of cookies, and what I've done is I've taken this glass and I have pressed down after dipping in a little bit of flour to make the cookies a little flatter before putting them in the oven. I'd like to have them not really mounded, but a lot flatter to make these sandwich cookies. So we'll see how that works. For efficiency's sake, I'm going to attempt to see if I can flatten these cookie dough balls out all in one swoop. So I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper, lay them over my cookies on the pan, and I'm going to use this large heavy cutting board to press down on all the cookies at the same time. See if that flattens them faster. So I'm pushing take a look, see if it worked. It did! That's like one of my favorite things, finding something. A process that makes this go faster and more efficient. So, hello, that was awesome. When the cookies come out and they're cooled and they're on the parchment paper, I don't have to use a spatula. You just give it a little tap and these cookies are released from the paper. And no dirtying of dishes needed. Like, I don't like to do the dishes, okay? So when I use parchment paper, my pans stay clean. I don't have to use a spatula. And that is like 2 extra dishes that I do not have to wash. So, you're welcome. You're welcome. These are all done. And I have half of my cookies flipped over, bottoms up. And I have my small cookie scooper again with my filling. And I'm gonna scoop 1 scoop on all of the cookies that are flipped bottom up. And then we're gonna sandwich them together. Sandwich time. All of the sandwiches are done. And I have them in my Tupperware container. I can throw these into the freezer for future use, and they will be as fresh as the day that they were baked once they come out of the freezer. So if you're looking to save time and to be able to make something ahead of time, that's what you do. So this is what it looks like, and my guys have tested it out, and they have said it is the best oatmeal cream pie they've ever eaten. And I haven't actually tasted it yet, so. Wow. Yum-o. That's delicious. Yeah. I'll post to the recipe and y'all can give it a try too. Have a great day.